Welcome to Straight Talk. Our discussion today is a unique one, but a critical one for all impacted by the paper industry. The paper industry, particularly in the away from home sector, has been affected by external factors such as a sluggish commercial real estate market and the reliance on aging machines. Now, these challenges have driven the need for innovation and strategic adaptation to meet changing market demands. To discuss this, we're pleased to welcome Mark Kurtgasser, Vice President of Sales, Away from Home, Sofidel America, who will share insights on how Sofidel is navigating these issues, leveraging technology, and leading the charge of sustainability. Mark, welcome to the program.
Hey, Jeff, thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. I don't often get to talk to high-level executives in the paper industry, so thank you for giving up a few minutes of your time today.
It's our pleasure. You've presented some interesting topics, so looking forward to having a discussion with you on them.
I am as well. But let's dig into it. Why is this such an important topic for today?
We're seeing some pretty interesting fluctuations in our industry. We prefer to operate more like an oil tanker with heavily capitalized assets that run long runs very well. But lately, there's been much more agility required in terms of what it is it's expected from our assets. So there's issues such as changes in the commercial real estate marketplace that have slowed down. So the primary focus there is highly repeatable product forms. That has dissipated some. We're also seeing some aging assets in the market. Machines that typically last 40 to 50 years. We're getting onto the long end of those life cycles. And what they're requiring is more downtime, more maintenance. It creates some instability in the supply side.
Now, you mentioned some concerns. Obviously, these are things you're looking at and figuring out. Can we blame the pandemic for these issues? And are there other things to consider?
Yeah. Well, a lot of the transactional reactions to COVID are thankfully behind us. Our otherwise very stable industry was going crazy in March of 2020, and then about a year later, we went crazy again as the great inventory burn off of 2021 occurred. But there are some permanent trend changes. The remote workplace obviously has changed things dramatically in the commercial real estate market. There has been historically quite a bit of reliable and consistent product form turn in commercial real estate. So we're seeing some of those shifts into at-home use. And there is obviously a corresponding increase in the at-home side of our business as well. But hotel and restaurant continue to be very strong. That seems to have survived a lot of the rather punishing year and a half that they had at the result of COVID. So we're seeing not only on the back of the house paper use, but front of the house with napkins and associated increases with packaging, food service products, and takeaway business has done very well for what we call Horeca.
I imagine you were affected by, like many, with the demand for toilet paper and paper products at homes. People were hoarding them. But yeah, we're past that.
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah. And Mark, I read an article. Now, you talked about this already. You wrote an article that spotlighted the combination of sluggish commercial real estate market, older machines. I don't know if there's more details there to share, but I have a question about what is Sofidel doing to help?
So Sofidel has spent quite a bit of time talking to our customers. We have always been a distributor-focused organization, and we're listening to some of the challenges that are out there. We are seeing some product form pivots that are necessary from our distributors as they react to some of the slowdowns on the commercial real estate piece. Some of our very important partners have had to reinvent themselves as their primary focus was commercial real estate and other office place functions. So we've been, I think, quite reactive to their needs in terms of product forms. And I would point out that our asset base, unlike the majority of the industry, our asset base averages about 7 years. So the fact that our assets are so new allows us to be able to react on the production line, react in converting, and be able to rapidly adapt to what's needed in the market as our distributor partners move away from some long, well-established channels that they've been doing business in.
I did want to talk about technology and meeting market demands, and I see paper plants from Sofidel popping up here and there. I was able to tour one a few years back. It was impressive. Can you talk about the strategies you're implementing? Is it creating new plants around the world, better technology? Can you talk about that a bit?
Sure. There's three things that we really want to focus on when we plant a production facility in any given region of the country. First off is proximity. We typically like to be within 500 miles of the customer set that we'll be supplying from that facility. We have high cube, high bulk items. If we stay within that 500-mile radii, it's something that allows us to control transportation costs. So you can look for Sofidel to increase that footprint. You may have heard just recently of Sofidel's announced acquisition of Clearwater Tissue, and Clearwater is almost a perfect match for Sofidel. It takes us from roughly being within 500 miles of about 71% of the population to about 500 miles to almost 90% of the population. So proximity is one thing. The second is the environmental component. We will always make decisions, whether it's on product or on capital assets, about its corresponding environmental impact. We are making sure that whatever it is that we do with a mind first for its impact on the planet. And then as far as the technology component, our assets allow us to do some unique things. Dissolve Textiles is a great example, a product that it's a hand towel. You can throw it in the toilet. If it is wet for 3 minutes and is somewhat agitated, it'll actually break down like toilet paper. So schools and other higher education, other channels like that are seeing that it's a great alternative to a plumber. And it becomes more of a problem solved than it does just a product feature. And those types of technologies are made possible because of the relative newness of our assets. So that's a big benefit for us on the technological side.
Avoiding plumber fees, that's top of my list as well. So I like that. I want to talk about consolidation. Does this impact Sofidel as an industry leader?
It does. I think it's impacting obviously the entire industry. The consolidation component is happening with a lot of our distributors. We'll call them aggregators. And those aggregators have made some very smart, very strategic moves across the country as they consolidate what has been a historically extremely fragmented business. Obviously, that has had some positive effects for them. Obviously, it's created some change in the marketplace. We see it as really a twofold piece. First off, there are distribution benefits consolidated not only for manufacturers to supply to, but obviously for these aggregators to do. But there's another side to this that I think as these aggregations go on, of the total distributor set, depending on who you speak to and who's measuring, right now, if you took their total share, it would be anywhere between 10 to 15% of the total distributor dollar volume. So while these aggregators are absolutely consolidating key components of business, there's a lot of fragmentation still out there right now. So as we adapt to these aggregations, we'll also continue to support the distributor networks that they're out there and very important in regions across the country.
I have been to trade shows where Sofidel's booth is proud of sustainability. I know we're talking about paper, but talk about that. Talk about what you're really proud of there at Sofidel.
Sure. One of our owners, our CEO, Luigi Lazzareschi, is committed to the environment. We have a zero carbon target by 2050. Luigi is a member of the board of the World Wildlife Fund in Italy. He is forcing us, every decision that we make, whether, as I alluded to earlier, capital or product, Every decision we make is going to be made with the environment in mind. I'll give you a couple of quick examples. Number one, our products are FSC, Forestry Stewardship Council certified. So any virgin fiber product that you purchase from Sofidel is traceable from the exact space that the tree was felled all the way through the supply chain and into the package that you purchase off the shelf or you purchase in a case off of one of our trucks. And I'll give you another example, something like our high-tech Seas dispensers, which are made from recovered ocean plastic. So we're going out and actually taking plastic off of the docks, grinding it up, putting a little color into it, molding it, and turning it into dispensers. We have not heard of any other larger or similar type of effort to commercialize plastic coming out of our seas. So it's something that we think is not only smart for the environment, but also gives every customer that we have an opportunity to help contribute to reduce this ocean waste issue that's out there. So we'll continue to put environmental options out on the table for our customers to consider, but it will be absolutely first and foremost in our decision-making hierarchy.
It's that those images or videos I see of seals or otters or other animals being trapped in fishing line that I think of Sofidel and that innovation. So it's a fantastic opportunity to be sustainable.
Yeah, and I'll just quick sidebar. We had a customer ask us, well, what if you run out of raw material? And the unfortunate answer is that will be no time soon.
Yeah, and wouldn't that be good news?
That would be great news.
Yeah. Well, why don't you share some final thoughts? Anything you'd like to tell our audience that's unique or in closing?
Yeah, I think the most important thing in the paper industry right now, both from the supply side and from the customer side for away from home, is change. It's inevitable. It's happening quickly. And we are an industry that's not necessarily accustomed to these rapid forms of change. We've seen migrations over time. But whether it's in the form of how our customers are structured or set up, which then requires us to make decisions about how we staff and then call on those customers, whether it's the product forms that they're now needing with the changes in the end user set in the different segments out there, a lot of this is going to require us to sit down and rethink potentially even on a quarterly basis how it is we have to go to market. And then our assets have to react. So it's important that we continue to work with our supply chain teams to make sure that because of, in our case, the recency of our assets allow us to make those pivots. I think that's going to be the biggest challenge for 2025 and beyond.